Hey, Raider Nation, how are you guys doing? Welcome to another great episode of the Unfiltered Truth. I'm your host, Phil Jones. Phil Robinson here with me tonight. We have so much to talk about, especially the Las Vegas Raiders 2020 schedule. So, Phil,
Jones.
if you look at it, you calculate it, even though some folks don't feel that way, they're probably gonna be like, well, they still just gotta win. I'm still just gonna address it. Raiders had the 12th easiest schedule in the league. So my whole thing is this. All they need to do is their damn job.
That's it.
Finish games. When you had the last 6 games to end the second half last year, you go 1-5. Where basically you should have at least came out of that maybe going, I don't know, 4-2. 4-2 at the most.
I'm trying to figure out how is you wearing a sweatshirt? It's 85 degrees out here in California.
Well, you're on the West Coast and it's actually cold as shit out here.
Clearly, because I'm over here sweating like a slave up in this motherfucker. Air conditioning, all that shit.
Yeah. Anywho. Yeah, sorry about that. But look, yeah, it's cold as hell out there, man.
See, Kevin, why are you doing that to people? Why would you tweet it? You had us going 0-5 into the bye.
0-5 into the Jesus Christ, Kev. Come on, man.
That type of negativity out into the universe. So
Lord have mercy. Look, we're looking at everything, and I'm just gonna say this, Phil. By far, there is no excuse for the record being, I don't know, below 500. Seriously,
that's where
there's no need.
So no, hold on. Before we pass that up, so it's 500 where we're setting the bar. Is that the official benchmark of the Unfiltered Truth?
I'm saying above 500. So
is that the benchmark? Is that the benchmark?
Above 500, yeah. I'm literally having them hitting, I don't know, the lowest, let's say, let's go like this. We'll say the lowest game for them to hit is 8-8. The ceiling's 13-3. If things go right after I kept looking over everything last night, mind you, look, the work that I put in, that's why I don't be getting the sleep I need. So that's why I ordered the stuff that you were telling me about today. Mm-hmm. So I'll be able to get some better sleep, some better energy. But the Raiders can literally be 13-3 with this schedule right here. And one thing that stuck out to me most, everybody's so hyped up, worried about the primetime games, but the league actually did the Raiders a solid this year.
Many, not just one, many.
No. One main solid. I know they did many, but there is one main solid that they did the Raiders this year. Playing Kansas City early. Playing Kansas City on your second game, on your back game, not in Kansas City, but playing that at home. They got blessed. So you play Kansas City in October.
I don't necessarily know if it's blessed as much as it was finally time for their schedules to flip.
Oh, no, that was a blessing. They were going to screw us again, bro. You know good and damn well. When's the last time we played Kansas City at home for the last game of the season. They're them being our last through the series being the last game in the series playing at home. Let's be real here. We've been dealing with Kansas City going. We get home field advantage, and then they get home field advantage to end it off. So to finally have it reversed, Phil, you know how great that is right now.
And
there's no excuse of saying that Derek Carr can't handle cold weather. Because you know what? He doesn't have to deal with it that much this year. He only has 2 games dealing with cold weather.
2 games, one against the Jets, one and the last game of the season against the Broncos.
And to be honest, he could have won that game against the Broncos last year.
Could have.
So
yes, they could have, because there's a whole team playing. It's not just one player.
And they did drive downfield. So I can't knock the man on that.
No.
So that being said,
but see, that's where let me take it a step further. So it's not just that the Raiders play Kansas City first and that they get them in Kansas City in November, or excuse me, October. Is it November? No, it's October. And they get all of their East Coast trips that are outdoors, except for the Jets and the Broncos, occur within the first 8 weeks of the season. They go to New England, they go to Cleveland, they go to Kansas City, and there was one more. I'm having a brain fart right now. But all of them occur before week 8 in the season, and that is a tremendous help to the Raiders. They don't take the longest back-to-back road trip they take. East Coast road trip is 2 weeks, where they go from Atlanta to the Jets, which they probably will stay out on the East Coast for that. That would make the most amount of sense rather than traveling back and forth. And it's just, and then 9 of their 16 games are in a dome, literally indoors.
Yeah.
With an away game to sunny Southern California, to the Raiders' second home in Los Angeles. So there's really no excuse in terms of weather. They got great weather. They got a favorable schedule. They never travel more than 2 weeks at a time, 2-3 weeks at a time. They do a 3-week road trip once, and one of them includes going to Los Angeles.
Yeah.
And so which means they're never more than 2 weeks away from their homes and families. And then they have 4 primetime games at home. Come on, Phil. Come on, serious. This is the best schedule the Raiders have had in decades. I mean, let's just go ahead and call it what it is. This is the best schedule they have had in almost decades.
I mean, yeah. So, I mean, you ready to get started? So, week 1, Raiders, 10 o'clock game for everybody. Me on the East Coast is 1 o'clock game. They take on
the Carolina Panthers with first-year head coach Matt Rule.
They little cats. They little Thundercats now. The Carolina Kitty Cats. Look, you got a rookie head coach. Got Teddy Bridgewater finally taking a starting position under center. You don't have Greg Olsen as your receiving blanket anymore. They do have Christian McCaffrey. You have missing pieces on that defense. You don't have Luke Kuechly anymore.
No.
So, and that was your main head honcho, leader of the defense.
Yep.
You don't have a defensive-minded head coach there anymore. So you have an offensive-minded head coach coming from out of Baylor. And here's my thing, Phil. Who did they draft on defense? I got it right here. Yeah, bear with me. Here we go.
Derek Brown.
Yep.
Yetur Gross Matos, Jeremy Chin, and Troy Pride Jr. So basically they got some rookies playing on their defensive end or on their defensive line.
And I break this down with you. Look, you got Derek Brown. Derek Brown, I'm not gonna knock him. Kid's fucking good. All right. Hell no. To be honest, if he ever dropped to it, I would have been fine if we had took him. Matos he's a raw pick. You know, he's still working some kinks out at defensive end. But I expect him like year 2 to be something fierce. You look at them getting Jeremy Chin coming into safety. They got a lot of young rookie spots.
Their entire draft was rookie draft.
Yeah,
defensive rookies.
And then you had Tahir Whitehead leading them. So think about that for a minute.
I'm sure he'll do a very good job for them. He'll be a tremendous leader, show them how to be true professionals and men among men.
I'm going to be real. I'm giving the Raiders that win. With the speed that we have on offense, the speed we have on defense, the speed that we have at our linebacking core, the speed we have on the outside, there's speed. If you really look at our team now, we have speed at every position on defense. If you're worried about trying to get Christian McCaffrey or was it DJ Moore, yeah, we're going to be able to take care of business.
Yeah, this is a gimme game. I mean, we could even call it a trap game to start the year off.
Please don't say that. Please don't say trap game. Don't say that.
That's what it is. Because
I know, but don't say them words, man. That's like voodoo.
It's the season opener. If they don't come out and kick Carolina's ass, I don't know what they got going on, because they couldn't ask for a better start. Yeah, they're getting up. Yeah, they're traveling week 1 in the season, but you got a rookie head coach coming in from the Big 12 where they don't play no defense, and he's gonna come in thinking that his air raid is getting ready to be able to work with Teddy Bridgewater and a few guys on the outside, but not enough to supplant the entire roster. And literally, I'm looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rookies on defense. 7 drafted rookies on defense. 3 defensive linemen, 1 safety, 2 corners, 2 safeties, 2 corners.
I mean, yeah, that's true. But like I said, you got to deal with Tahir Whitehead. I'm going to tell you this.
I'm not worried. Let Tahir Whitehead have to cover. Let Tahir Whitehead have to cover Lynn Bowden in space.
Nah, man, nah.
Put Darren Waller on Tahir Whitehead.
I want Darren Waller on Tahir Whitehead. That's what I want.
We'll be all right.
And you know what? And you know what? Hey, I top that. Let Derek Carr throw the quick slant to him and see how that shit goes. Still beats him. He still beats him.
You would want him out there with Lynn Bowden. That's the matchup you want. You don't want.
That's not a matchup. That's an execution.
I know.
That's like trial by. That's Suicide Squad.
Yeah, I know.
Look, I ain't told you about trying to kill people in a regular game. Listen, I ain't told you about that shit.
Listen, Phil. This is the unfiltered truth, and I'm gonna start telling you the unfiltered truth about the 2020 season from this point forward. I am out for blood. I don't want to see little itty bitty 3-point Vic. I want to see domination, blowouts, feelings hurt, ego scrapped, Vic's left knocked in the dirt, nightmares for everybody. I want blood.
He want blood. He want blade. Blade.
Nobody's safe. Nobody's safe.
Nobody's safe.
Nobody. That's right. 60-yard bombs. I want it all.
Hey, bro.
I'm here for all of it.
You know what I just realized? I'm not even scared of that damn old line, bro.
Not even a little bit.
Hey, bro, I forgot about this. This is the patty cake O-line.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Oh,
I'm telling you. This was a setup. This was a what is it? A cherry pick, a lob. The league started us off with an alley-oop.
Hey, hold up. I'm gonna give you the receivers. You want me to give him you want me to give you the receivers?
Give me the receivers.
Robbie Anderson.
Woo! Well, we didn't want him.
Seth Roberts.
Hey, he just hangs on. What can I say?
DJ Moore and Curtis Samuels.
There's talent there. I'm not going to disrespect them. There's talent there.
They got Farrell Cooper.
Yeah, there's talent there. Now, as
long as DJ Moore hold on to the damn ball and not fumble it.
There you go.
You got fumbles and droppers.
But you fumbles and droppers, but you got an offensive-minded head coach. Their downfall, like you said, is going to be the offensive line.
And you know the thing about when I studied Baylor's offense from last year? Yeah. You know what Rule's going to end up doing? We're going to see more check downs and more screens than Derek Carr, bruh.
Because Christian McCaffrey is going to be the
they like to run those double screens. They like to run the two tight end wide. They run like a screen. But look, that's why you got guys like Tanner Muse and Littleton to try to use their speed to get around that. So when I tell you, damn it, this offense that we're going to be facing, our defense is just going to be like, we're already there. Got them. Let these guys go all out.
They do not scare me at all. So let's pencil this down as a win. We've given Carolina 5+ minutes on a game that we both agree they should dominate.
Yeah, that's true. So, Phil, the next game that everybody's
been waiting for in Las Vegas. Welcome to fabulous Las Vegas, to the Sin City Dome. We got the Voodoo team, the Saints.
Dr. Shakaloo and the New Orleans Saints.
Dr. Shakaloo.
Hey, you know what's funny? Over here, it's actually in the cut over my way when I was doing patrol when I was back in college and shit for PG County Police. When I did my ride along, get my hours and shit, it was actually a Raiders fan. His name was Dr. Shakaloo. Had a little convenience store. And motherfuckers be like, hey, ready to go playoffs. He called it 2016, told me Raiders are going to be in the playoffs. Damn, was he right. So, look, we get the New Orleans Saints. Now, am I going to rule this as, oh, shit, man, Drew Brees ain't the same guy anymore. We can pull this off. This is going to be an easy win. No. Phil, this game, it's going to be a shootout. This is going to be a straight-up shootout where you got to nut up or shut up. There's no 3 and outs in this game. You can't even settle for a field goal. You're going to have to put up 7 points each drive. You look at what we'll face. What defensively? They got Janoris Jenkins. They got Marshawn Lattimore, secondary. PJ Williams. I can go down the list. They got Kiko Alonso. Let's be real. Dennis Allen's the defensive coordinator still. We faced him before.
We've beaten him before.
We can beat his defense. That's one clear-cut thing. The key here is this. Offensive line has to stay up for each and every drive. Nobody can't drop. Nobody can't get no damn boo-boo and shit. They need to keep their ass up and keep rolling. That's the key in this game here. The next thing is this in this game. 3rd and 1, 3rd and 4, 3rd and 5. It's going to be some moments where, now granted, I'm not going to deny this. The Saints do have some speed on that at back end and secondary. Derek Carr is going to have, if they go man to man, Derek Carr is going to have to take off and run in a couple of those games. He's going to have to run.
He's going to have to run all season long. And I agree with you. I'm not quite ready to, but unlike everybody else, I'm not going to swing the other way and just automatically say, because I see the Saints, let's just pencil that in as a loss. This is the home opener, first game in Vegas. Now, there's a whole saying that goes on in Vegas, and that's the house always wins. Let's hope Vegas is open all the way so that the visiting teams can get the full experience with a weekend out there in Vegas. But regardless of that fact, it is a good barometer. It's a great test, and I think that physically, in terms of physical matchups, they have enough athletes to match up with the Saints. It's going to be one of our first opportunities of the season to see what exactly John Gruden has been working on in terms of offense. Because if he goes into that game with this basic ball control, pound the ball, maybe and West Coast offense, they're not going to be able to keep up. Now,
well, it's not even that, looking at what John Gruden's going to be delivering for this offense for this year, it's what the defense is going to be also bringing to the table. We have the speed now. You got the speed on the edges. You have the strength and speed inside, interior-wise.
Yes.
Your linebackers, this has been the best I've seen our linebacking core in God knows how long.
Yeah.
With our secondary. So my whole thing is this. You're facing Alvin Kamara. You still got to deal with Latavius Murray. You're dealing with Taysom Hill. And then here's the one thing that sticks out the most. You're going against one of the best wide receivers in the NFL and Michael Thomas. So when you got to deal with Michael Thomas, remember, sometimes Peyton might use him as a little bit of a decoy for the time being. You got to deal with a guy like Little Jordan Humphreys from out of Texas. I seen him. Kid can be a pain in the ass for a couple of teams, and he's a big body receiver with his speed. You also got to deal with Traquan Smith. You got Emmanuel Sanders you definitely got to deal with. So this is going to be a game where the Raiders are going to have to play physical. They're going to have to play smart, and they cannot get penalized nonstop in this game. This is going to be a game where it's going to be chess, but it's going to be a fast game of it, and you're going to have to stay up.
And the thing that the Raiders have going for them in this particular circumstance is that the New Orleans Saints are a different team away from the Voodoo Dome. They are not quite the same team they are when they play at home as when they're on the road. And the defense is going to be challenged, which, again, they need to be. Look, they need to be challenged. They need to be challenged early. They need to be challenged often, and they need to respond. no, we're not going to be able to nurse these guys around and, hold hands and cupcake all the way through the season. There are some heavy hitting teams, offensive teams on this schedule and in this football league. And the Raiders are going to need to play defense, and they're going to need to score points, and they're going to need to do both at a very high level.
So that's my one game you're going to have to really keep an eye on. You're going to have to keep an eye. And this is one thing I like to do. I like to keep eyes on all 32 teams, all 16 games, all teams that we have to play this year. Keep an eye on who's getting injured, who's getting cut, what's going on. Are they not picking up the scheme, the system, and whatnot? That's what you got to keep an eye on. And my whole thing is this. You have to take advantage of those negative checkpoints and check marks I'm adding on. You're like, oh, well, they got a problem at quarterback this year. Okay, they're having a problem with the offensive line. They're having a problem with their D-line, their receivers. The time is not getting the coaching staff. You have to pay attention to those things. And granted, we know Gruden and May are probably paying attention to this. And you know what? Everybody has to do their job. They have to execute. If you're not executing and getting your job done, you're not going to be able to pull off a win like this. Now, we get week 3. We go against the hooded one, the Sith Lord himself, Bill Belichick. It ain't Bill Belichick and the Patriots anymore. After how many years? About nearly damn near 2 decades.
Bill and Tom's Excellent Adventures.
Literally. So now it's just Bill. Bill and the Patriots. And this is what everybody's been looking for. Bill Belichick without Tom Brady, can he still keep the same performance that was going on there for the past decade and a half? And that's the one thing everybody's talking about. So you look at the Patriots, you look at their roster, and I'm like, okay, it looks like you're going with Stidham as your quarterback. If I'm the Raiders, Phil, could you look at this game as, they're gonna try to stick it to us a little bit, but we can take advantage of it? I'm still not gonna give this game as I'm not gonna give this game as an easy win. Because always something. New England always has something up the sleeve.
There's no such thing as an easy win in the NFL. Even in those blowouts, a lot of preparation went into making sure that game plan was as sound as what it got executed on the field.
Phil, I know that there's no easy wins in the NFL, but I say this because there are some folks out there that believe, oh, this is going to be an easy win. We can pull this off. I'm like, no. You strategize and plan for every team that you play. Now, I literally forgot to say, Kev, I actually have the Raiders pulling off a win. Something similar to 2016, but the other way around. I got us pulling off a last-minute score. And then who knows? If the defense was looking like a hot mess, then you end up putting Paul Gunther on the hot seat again. But jumping back to New England,
they don't have very many passing threats or pass receiving threats for
they don't
to work with, and their offense and their running game took a step back last year. The year they went to the Super Bowl and beat the Rams, they had the best rushing attack in the league.
Well, you had what? It's still the same. It's just your O-line wasn't the healthiest this past year. You still get the same running backs. You still have
Sony
Michel, James White. You have Rex Burkhead. Even Brandon Bolden, I still add on there. And now when you come down to the tight ends, see, that's another thing. This year, not having Gronk, that played a major dividend. They don't have a tight end like Gronkowski anymore.
No.
I mean, they went and drafted
Asiasi
from UCLA, yeah.
And then Dalton Keene from Virginia Tech.
Yeah.
And neither one of those guys are going to give you what Rob Gronkowski brought. Neither one of those guys are going to be much more than placeholders.
Now you look at the receiving core. They got Julian Edelman, N'Keal Harry, Marquise Lee. They have Mohamed Sanu, Matthew Slater, Jeff Thomas, Devin. You look at some of these guys, especially Julian Edelman. He's 33. He's 33 years old. He's not the same guy anymore, and it showed last year. He's slowing down. And they don't have the speed on the outside. They don't have the speed and the inside. Now, the only thing I definitely will give Julian Edelman is his route running. You take that away, Jarrett Stidham's going to have a hard time.
Listen, the reality is that the Patriots have an offensive machine. They're going to do enough. They're going to do enough to hover around the playoff run because they won with Matt Castle.
They didn't go to the playoffs with him.
Yeah, they did.
No, they didn't.
No, you're right. They missed it at 11-5. They missed the playoffs.
I thought it was 10-6. They missed it.
I think it was 11-5. That was the year the Jets did something magnificent.
Yeah, but that was a weird ass year.
But yeah, they won 11 games with Matt Castle, and Matt Castle was awful, just plain awful. It's gonna be heavily oriented on the run game. They're gonna commit to that. They're gonna try to limit the amount of times they have Stidham throwing the football because as we've determined, this receiving core and these new additions at tight end, are not all going to be on the same page by week 3, especially when you're taking over for Tom Brady.
No, that's real, and it's timing of the routes. It's going to be really. It's really going to be just odd. It's not going to be the same guy. Like you said, guys are going to have to try to adjust to get this done. And literally, I don't see it right away.
No.
I mean, as much as you hear Bill Belichick says, do your job. I mean, they could be an okay team, but just looking at this roster, I don't see anything jumping out to where it's like, oh damn, need to keep an eye on this.
No, and their offensive line situation needs to solidify and play better. Like you said, they were hurt. This is going to be a defense and a running game type of team, and they'll develop the passing game as they go throughout the year. But their bread and butter is going to be defense in the run game, and the physicality of the Raiders should be able to overtake the Patriots, especially early in the season when everybody's still healthy.
That's true.
I don't particularly see this game, and once again, catching New England in the fall versus in the winter with the howling winds and snow.
Not even fall yet. It's still September. And you know how September can still be warm around that time frame.
21st is technically fall, so let's see. Hold on.
Yeah, bullshit. With the way this weather is, bullshit. Look, it's still going to be in the 70s, high 60s at best.
Could very well be that, but it'll still be like you said. It'll be right there at the tail end of right in the middle of the Indian summer. So it's going to be warm, but in any case, it's not going to be below 40, snowing with the wind howling.
And see, that was my whole. The Raiders got blessed. They got blessed. So with this game, Phil, I actually do see them getting a win. I think it'll probably be like one of those games where it's like maybe 24-10 or 24-13.
Yeah, I see them get by about 2 scores, 9-10.
Damn, 9-10.
Mm-hmm.
Damn. All right, so on to the next one. We have them Buffalo Bills. So, hey, Raiders fans, I know you guys. Look, we're gonna have Buffalo fans coming into Vegas. They're gonna try to get a ball, a table, and try to do some RKOs on them. I'm gonna be real here. That's gonna be a tough fucking game. That's gonna be a game where they now have help on the outside at receiving with Stephon Diggs. They got that. I like Singletary as their running back. And you know Josh Allen can run. Defensively, they're pretty damn good.
That's where we go. That's where we get where things get interesting. Buffalo is best on defense. Their running game is solid. Their quarterback has got a big arm and runs a lot. They added Stephon Diggs. Am I scared and cringing in my boots about Stephon Diggs in this offense? No, not at all.
Do I respect him? Yes.
He can be doubled, and you can pay attention to the running game, and the only wild card left will be Josh Allen's running ability.
Yeah.
He's going to throw you the ball, throw the defense the ball once or twice in the game for sure. So the defense will be the Raiders defense will be okay. They should be able to keep it manageable. But the real battle is going to be what happens with the Raiders offense against this defense. And while we've been talking about this is favorable, these first couple weeks, these first 5 weeks, they play some tough defenses right off the bat.
I mean,
the Saints, the Patriots, and the Chiefs. The Chiefs defense came on late, which is why they won the Super Bowl.
See, I still feel like Houston could have won that game. Houston did some stupid decision making, and they just got figured. And I can't really say that because Houston's O-line was ass.
Listen. They bottled up Derrick Henry and the Tennessee running attack when nobody else could.
Yeah.
Now, granted, do I expect Derek Carr to be able to throw more than 8 passes against them? Yes, I do.
Yeah.
But
let's stay on track.
They are the champs, and they did.
Right, we'll get to them. To them. We still got Buffalo.
But Buffalo's defense, if you look at it with everything that they got going on, is probably the best of the bunch.
Because they got Josh Norman, they got Tre'Davious White.
Mm-hmm.
They end up picking up what AJ Epinesa from Iowa. You still got Jerry Hughes. You have Trent Murphy, Star Lutuli, Ed Oliver, Harrison Phillips. That fucking front seven's going to be I haven't even got to the linebackers yet. Tyrell Dodson, Tremaine Edmonds. You got Deshaun Phillips. I mean, I'm going down this list, and I'm just like, that front seven's nasty. I mean, really, the whole starting lineup is nasty, and that rotation
is
you're
nasty.
Fighting.
Yeah.
Everybody's coming out with some nosebleeds.
Yeah, their rotational players can start on other teams.
Literally.
And looking at I'm pulling up their draft picks, and they picked up Zach Moss in the 3rd round.
Oh,
Gabriel Davis and Isaiah Hodgins. So they have talent on offense. Are they going to have it put together by week 4? That remains to be seen. But they needed some speed to take care of to take advantage of Josh Allen's arm, and so they got some.
Yeah, and so here's the other thing: they got our old boy Lee Smith. I like what they were doing with what was it? I believe his name was it Dawson Knox, one of the other tight ends. He was showing off. You got Cole Beasley. You still got John Brown. That was that was a deep ball threat.
Yeah.
Stephon Diggs, like I said. We said Gabriel Davis. Hey man, it
ain't no walk in the park.
No, it
isn't. This is a reason why this is a tough game. This ain't no walk in the park. Is it a winnable game? Yes. Is it a losable game? Yes.
I'm gonna be real, bro. I give us a loss on this game.
I can see that losing this game as well.
I would say I still don't see Buffalo being like a high scoring team. It could be close, but I do see that this game will be a loss. If I would predict the score, I'd say Buffalo 21, Raiders 17.
Yeah, if they lose this game, it's gonna be because it was a low scoring game. I just don't see I don't see the Buffalo Bills winning this out right now.
I think this would be a game that came down to like you needed to get like a 4th and 1, a 4th and inches, and you came up short on that drive, that last drive that led to that loss.
This will be a game. This will be another of those games that Derek Carr needs to utilize his legs. Wow, if I could talk.
Yeah, I'm gonna be real.
There's a few games like this on the schedule where you look across the board at all the matchups and you say that we're at a stalemate here. This is another one of those games where the coach is going to have to earn his $10 million this year and come up with a winning game plan.
Yeah, that's true. So, since you were so happy to get to it, Phil, we have Kansas City. In Kansas City in October.
Can't wait.
Where it's about 58, maybe 60 degrees, crisp weather. We can enjoy some barbecue.
Can't wait. Can't wait. We're on the Kansas.
Tell me what you see. I mean, let's be real here. They got what now? I don't know. They could be fake. One of the guys might be suspended. One of the starters might be suspended. As what? Rashad Breeland. But they got a couple of guys I've seen.
I like it. I like it a lot. And I like it because the Raiders are not seeing the Chiefs coming off the bye week for the first time in I don't know how long. Usually the Raiders always see the Chiefs coming after the bye. And usually they're having their game. They play the Chiefs late in the season, both times. Both times are after the midway point. And the fact that they're going into Arrowhead early is just tremendous for them.
Yeah.
Eliminates some more of the excuses, eliminates any particular reason that you would need to be saying, oh my God, they can't get it done. It's early. Guys should be healthy. The weather will still be good, and the Chiefs will still be on that Super Bowl run.
So the one thing that's really gonna piss me off when we play against Kansas City, now we got to worry about is Willie Gay Jr. That's one thing.
Mine would be Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
Clyde, damn, I forgot about that.
They got a real dog back there at running back.
So those are two rookie impacts that I see being a problem. But really, their secondary, I mean, besides what Tyrann Mathieu, I really feel like the Raiders can get around that. I mean, they do have Juwan Thornhill that you still got to keep an eye on. But now, one thing that the Raiders, and you still got Travis Kelce, you got to deal with on offense. But one thing that the Raiders can do, stop tight end with our linebackers. The Raiders, and see this other thing, I think our defense and offense can play to beat the Kansas City Chiefs. It's really just strategy. It's really just when are you going to call on the big guns to send a certain kind of blitz to rattle Patrick Mahomes, to really hit Patrick Mahomes. That's the thing right there. Are you going to hit it right when it's time, or are you going to keep waiting? You got Max Crosby, you got Cleveland Farrell.
We're talking about those guys, but I think that for this particular game, the two guys that need to show up the most are going to be Malik Collins and Maurice Hurst Jr. up the middle.
I wasn't finished. That's what I was saying.
Oh, go ahead. By all means, finish, please.
The other thing that's going to need to show up is Derek Carr. Derek Carr has been harassed and rattled by Kansas City a shit ton of games when he's in Arrowhead. This is the game he's going to have to show a lot of folks. I'm tired of you guys dragging me through the mud. I've had enough of this shit. In the name of Jesus, I'm going to let it rip on your ass. This the game is where he's going to have to show everyone, I mean everyone, that I'm not a joke. I can get it done. I can get it done better than my dancing on that commercial I did.
I'm going to say that he doesn't. And I'm going to tell you why.
Okay.
The Raiders can beat the Chiefs without Derek Carr making bonehead plays, throwing pick sixes, and throwing pitches to the sideline so that the linebackers and safeties can pick him up and take him to the house. If Derek Carr simply eliminated his mistakes and they continue to run the football, they would have beat Kansas City both times.
That's true.
That's all they had to do. But when he took the ball into his own hands and tried to do whatever it was that he tried to do and got to thinking what he was thinking, when he shouldn't have been thinking what he was thinking, that's when you see those big quarters go off, when he feeds them turnovers and they capitalize on them, and all of a sudden this defense that everybody's talking a gang of crap about, who's been left on the field for 30, 40 minutes a game on a shortened field at that, because your quarterback is turning over the football every 3 to 4 plays. If you just stop that, you give yourself a much better chance to win the football game. And what we get to experience now is the hunter has become the hunted. It's lonely at the top, and everybody's gunning for the Chiefs, and everybody's going to get their best effort.
So, Phil, what you got coming out of this game? A win or a loss?
Probably a loss. I want to say a win. I really do, but it's probably going to be a win.
All right, so
I think that it would be better for them to lose this game and win later, but we'll cover that later.
So I go the same route. I go a loss right there, and then you go into the bye week. So that being said, after that loss, get in the bye week, clean up your bumps and bruises. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a Sunday night football game. Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We have Tom Kiss on your lips, Brady, and flatten your balls. Your footballs, it is. But and you look at that high-powered offense on paper, you're just like, holy shit. Like, I mean, let's be real here. You're looking at that offense, you're just like, what in God's name are you about to face? Now, we said it plenty of times. You can look good on paper.
Real good on paper. The games are played for a reason.
You could be a hot mess on the field. So you look at them offensively. I'm just going to hit it real quick. Offensively, they did a little bit of upgrading to the offensive line. So that offensive line looks pretty solid. Your running backs, you're looking at Ronald Jones the second. They have what's my man's name? They got TJ Logan. And running backs is not sticking out. They got Raymond Callis. So wow, okay, that's the running backs. It's going to be a little bit of zone running with them. But when it comes down to the receivers and tight ends, you have Rob Gronkowski, you have Cameron Bright, you have O.J. Howard, Jesus Christ. Your wide receivers, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin. I mean, dude. Yo, Amari, my bad, bro. Hey, look, I spoke on that Derek Carr commercial. Oh my gosh, that was terrible. He needs to just literally ask him to delete that.
Just go ahead, just kill it off.
But Phil, I'm gonna be real here. I'm trying to think who's the other receiver they had. Oh damn, they got Tyler Johnson too. And the other thing, what we probably might end up seeing them do? And they had Keyshawn Vaughn, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So they're loaded with talent.
On offense, they look fantastic. Their defense was pretty solid last season as well. But as you said, the thing with dream teams is that what looks good on paper doesn't always translate to the field, and sometimes it takes a while for it to catch. And I expect Bruce Arians' offense to be humming because that's what he coaches, and that's what he does. And they put up a ton of yards and a ton of points under Jameis, and I'm 100% certain that Tom Brady's not throwing 30 interceptions next year.
Nah, he's just going to be going all out. And then they added big offense lineman in the draft, Tristan
Wirfs.
And that's That's a big help for Tom Brady. That's big protection right there. So, Phil, when I say that you're going to have to bring your A game for this Sunday night game,
absolutely.
This game could also be another potential shootout. It's going to be, it'll be a high. I won't say that. It'll be a high scoring game.
No, this game will be a shootout. This game should be a shootout. That's too much experience at the quarterback position with too many weapons for a going against a young, inexperienced secondary.
Yeah, that's true. So here's my thing. A young, inexperienced secondary. Now we also got to look at. I think they did a little bit of switching around, so they're going to be having. I think they're going to be switching to like a 3-4, I believe.
Out of the 4-2-5.
Yeah, so they'll have. Yeah, they're running a 3-4. So you got Levante David, you got Noah Dawkins, you got Kevin Mensis, you got Devin White. Well, really, it's Devin White and Levante David. Then you're gonna have Jason Pierre-Paul playing on the outside. And what was the other guy they had? I think it was what's it? Nazir Player, or I think it was Anthony Nelson. Michael Divinity. That's going to be speed on the outside for the linebackers. But when I look at their corners, you got Carlton Davis, you got Ryan Smith, you got MJ Stewart. I'm not too worried. I think we can take advantage of the secondary. That's my whole thing. I think that the Raiders can go at their secondary. It's just up front. They're just going to have to be ready to battle. Running the ball wise,
you're going to have to go straight at them. There's not
going to be run up the gut.
Yeah, there's not going to be any side to side. And if they can hold up in pass protection, then they can exploit the back end of that defense where they are the weakest. Teams have been throwing on Tampa Bay since forever, since all the way back to the Tampa 2 until the Tampa 2 defense. After they left is when teams started throwing all over the field. And if you remember, Derek Carr had his best game as a Raider playing against Tampa Bay when he threw 500 something yards and shredded that cover 2.
Highest penalty game in NFL history. Damn. And the other thing about this game is this. I feel like if I'm John Gruden, I'm going to, if I feel like I need to get ahead of this, I'm still going to try to run the ball, and I'm going to run power.
Straight at it.
Run like a jumbo set. Because if you look at it, I don't think they have anybody on that D line that's big enough that can run up against guys that are about 300 and some pounds.
No.
I'd drive them downfield. Wear them down.
Go three tight in a heavy package, spread them out, and then run around them.
And I'm going to be real. I see that Derek Carr I think he can go all out on this game still too.
He's gonna have to. There gonna be a few games that he needs to use his legs against, and when he plays better defenses, he better be prepared to run.
I'm gonna give the Raiders this game. I'm gonna give them the W.
I think they win this game at home too.
It's one of those games where it's like, oh shit, your heart is racing. And it's going to be like, I feel like Bruce Arians going to be like, you know what? I think we're going to see Derek Carr from that Kansas City game. He's going to, Bruce Arians can get cocky too.
Yes, he can.
And I feel like this is the game that Bruce Arians ends up choking on, be like, So after that game, Raiders go to Cleveland. Cleveland has a new head coach, new offense. They have Baker Mayfield. They have Jarvis Landry. They have Odell Beckham Jr. They have Austin Hopper at tight end with Njoku, and then you have I say the running back's name. I literally forgot. Wow, and those are the guy I really wanted.
Kareem Hunt, Nick Chubb.
Yeah, Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb. So the thing with this game is whether or not they can put 2 and 2 together. But I haven't seen like Cleveland really look to try to scare anybody on like paper. I haven't seen, to be honest, I don't think Cleveland can put it together. I think it'll be an interesting game, but I feel the Raiders could pull off a win here.
I got the Raiders winning this game as well. I think that it's going to come down to getting a pass rush on Baker, and it's going to be how well Paul Gunther adapts to what Rex Ryan said about Baker Mayfield's one read ability. If you can take away Baker Mayfield's first read, you can force him to start thinking and get happy with his feet. And once you do that, as you saw last season, he's real shaky.
Just rattling him and then being able to take the timing off the routes for like Odell Beckham Jr. or Jarvis Landry, even the tight end, taking away the safety blanket. Baker Mayfield's going to panic. He's going to look for his running backs. You're going to see a lot of quick dump offs. Probably might see Kareem Hunt being thrown to for like screens and whatnot. So I'm going to be real. We had, like I said, and people got to realize we have the speed now. And defensively, you're looking at the knowledge that you have on the defensive side of the ball, like as coaching staff. You have Rod Marinelli. He has a long track record from defensive coordinator to D-line coach to even a head coach, even a damn Vietnam veteran. So when I tell you this man has tricks up his sleeves, he has tricks up his sleeves. And I'm going to be real here. I know we had Paul Gunther as our defensive coordinator, but I feel like since what we've seen in the draft and what we've seen in free agency, I feel like a lot of this stuff is a heavy influence of Rod Marinelli. A lot of the stuff that we've seen free agency and in the draft has been Rod Marinelli. I mean, Phil, what do you want to say on that?
The changes on the defensive line have been pronounced. They've gotten bigger, they've gotten nastier, they've gotten faster, but they've gotten a lot more physical. And that's what was missing from last year's defensive line. Is that when it came to pass rush, the edges, with the exception of Crosby, couldn't hold up from play to play. If it was Farrell, he couldn't rush the passer. If it was Mayo, he couldn't seal the edge and stop the run. Josh Morrow got hurt. He was a run stopper. And Crosby ended up playing 90% of the defensive and special teams play for the majority of the season, which kudos to him. Amazing Ironman feat, but you don't want him on the field that much. But so they have bolstered the defensive line. And the one thing that the Cowboys had was a really good defensive line as well. And they had gotten the most out of Jack Crawford and some unheralded guys. And then they had a dud like Taco Charlton. But you look at, they've added speed at the linebacking position and short tackling and pass coverage ability. And that is another hallmark from the Dallas defense was real linebackers who could cover and hit. So, do I see more of Marinelli's impact on this defense than I do Gunther's? Yeah, I could, but I could see I could see this unit also being very easily deployed with the X's and O's that he possesses himself. I hope that it's Marinelli, but
yeah,
we'll see what it is. But
another thing I forgot. Somebody mentioned it. We also have Nassib on our defense. Mm-hmm. Nassib's not bad. He's young. He's smart, and him playing on the outside of edge, and he's capable of playing outside linebacker. I mean, that's
dropping off in the coverage.
Yeah, that's something. We have speed for our linebackers, especially like Tanner Muse too, and with Littleton, and then you have Morrow too. So
I'm gonna be real.
I take that back. Ken Wachowski, he has speed.
Yeah, I'm gonna be real with you. I don't want to see any of the linemen dropping off in the coverage.
No,
I don't want to see any of the linemen doing anything but coming forward, either maintain the gap integrity or setting the edge or collapsing the pocket. I want to see their primary and only thing they do is rush the quarterback and get to the football. I don't want to see anybody just hanging out, covering space.
I don't think we're going to be done with that a lot. I think everybody's going to be able to attack to the ball, attack to the ball carrier, attack to the quarterback. We have the speed. We've got the help on the back end for our linebackers. And I think if you do have anybody, you probably have somebody drop back as a spy, but that's it. But other than that, I don't think we're going to be seeing a lot of that from like last year. We go on to the next game. We have the Chokers. The Chargers. No, they're the Chokers. Yeah.
Rams Stadium.
No, the Los Angeles Raiders Stadium. Okay. Remember that. We're part ownership of the Chargers.
Yes, I agree.
So we do own them. All right. Y'all remember that. So there's no Phillip Rivers, no Melvin Gordon. It's Tyrod Taylor. Now people say it could be Herbert, but I really see it only being Tyrod Taylor to start this year.
So check it out. You're in week 9. I'd have to look up to see when the Chargers bye week is. This is going to be a game that's going to be an interesting game, because if it's coming out of the bye week, you very well may be seeing Herbert make his first start, or you may see Tyrod Taylor coming in to take over for him because Herbert wasn't ready to go if he starts the season.
Here's the thing with Anthony Lynn. Anthony Lynn's not a guy that's going to throw a young quarterback into the fire. That's why I would give Anthony Lynn that.
You're making it seem like that'll be his decision.
He ain't gonna do it. If he didn't have any decision, Anthony Lynn wouldn't be on his damn team coaching. They're gonna let Anthony Lynn do what he needs to do. They're gonna roll with Tyrod Taylor to start it off. If Tyrod's struggling, then you're gonna see Herbert.
And by week 9, we'll know if Tyrod is going to struggle or if he's going to be the guy.
We're all familiar with what the Raiders got to face. They got Hunter Henry. They got Austin Eckler, Justin Jackson. They have their O-line, it's still shaky in my opinion.
It's gotten a little better, but it's nothing to write home about.
Defense, defense is still good. It's really about whether or not they can stay healthy or not. That's been one of the things that they have problems with. They still have Derwin James. They have Bosa, and then they have Ingram. And the wild thing about it with Ingram and Bosa, this is their final contract year.
Mm-hmm. So they're going to try to ball out.
Ball out, yeah. Somebody gonna be asked, like, I ain't trying to get on this franchise tag.
Oh.
So you got that. You got their receiving core. I mean, you got Mike Williams now, and they have
Keenan Allen.
Yeah. And they got Donald Parham. Damn. Pissed me the hell off.
Yeah, that's right. To add to that option, that pass catching option. They got a decent offense. If they could, and the beauty of it is they got Tyrod Taylor back there, who is the league's leader in extending plays because all he does is run around until he finds somebody to throw the ball to. And that's going to be a challenge for the Raiders. And we have yet to see what this new look defense is going to look like with the added speed and the actual attention that they pay to the linebacking position. A lot of the guys that they brought in, the Javin Whites, the Tanner Muses, are going to be slightly smaller guys that are going to be able to run and cover these tight ends and running backs out of the flat and pick up these running quarterbacks.
Yeah, hold up. Tanner Muse ain't a smaller guy.
He's 230, isn't he?
238, 240, but he's tall.
Okay, beautiful. So they drafted him to be the middle linebacker. My guess is probably in pass coveraging.
He's more. I'd say he's more of nickel, but you're gonna have. I mean, you got Kiwakowski right there to cover in the middle at middle linebacker, but you're gonna see Tanner Muse moving from left to right. I'm gonna be real. If he's dealing with a Hunter Henry, dude, I don't see that being a problem.
We'll see. Hunter Henry been doing it in the NFL for a while now.
Yeah, but Hunter Henry hasn't been able to stay healthy for a while in the NFL. Yeah, so you gotta look. You gotta add those two in, man.
I think that I have the Raiders winning in Los Angeles because the home field advantage for the Raiders is going to rattle the Chargers.
I got them winning it too. I actually got them winning 35-17.
Got them going away, huh?
Yeah, I do. I got them tearing that ass up. All right, we got the Donkeys. We got the Broncos at home.
We have the Denver Broncos.
Let me tell you something. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get another brawl. We're going to get a brawl in this game. This game's going to get a little dirty. This is going to be a game where someone on the Broncos side. Oh, you know what? No, that's the other thing. You know, I forget about that. But this is the other thing. This game's going to turn into a little bit of a fight. Raiders are salty that they lost their game to Broncos last year. This is going to be the game where everybody's going to get up in everybody's face. Hopefully they corona-free. So this might be a game we see an ugly side of Derek Carr.
I doubt it.
Nah, man. I think this is a game where you're going to have motherfuckers ready to fight.
Let me tell you something. Derek Carr loves Shelby Harris. Derek Carr loves Von Miller. Derek Carr loves Bradley Chubb. Derek Carr loves the entire Denver Broncos front seven. I think that's a bunch of crap if you ask me. But the fact that we got so much love and admiration for these guys, you ain't gonna have no brawl. It's too much love. What you are gonna see with the subtraction of Derek Wolfe is you're gonna see a weakened defensive line that you can run against. And
so here's the thing, Phil. Well, go on.
I was gonna say, and Vic Fangio's cover 4 shell out of a 3-4 is not a complex defense. But you do have to block and you do have to execute.
That is true.
They got it. Yeah. Go ahead.
The whole thing when I was gonna say, I'm talking about AJ Bouye. Because AJ Bouye like to run his mouth. AJ Boye ran his mouth to him when they were playing against the Jaguars back in wasn't last season, but that 2016 season.
He was with Houston then.
No, he was with the Jags.
In 2016?
He came over with the Jags, I remember.
No, that was the year that they played Houston in the playoffs right before he left. He left after that.
Let's see. I got it right here. Yeah, you got it. It was 2017. He just went over there. Okay. But anywho, look, I'm going to be real. I do see that it's going to be some jaw drawing in this game. You had this one. You could have won this game. You could have walked away with this game going 8-8 and a possibility at the playoffs. You still had a chance at the playoffs during this game.
Yep.
But the fact of the matter is you lost. And I'm going to tell you this, it hangs over his head.
It better.
The reason why I said that Derek Carr is going to be pissed off with this game is because you know how folks on Twitter, he says he blocks them out and whatnot.
Well, he literally just
be real, he doesn't block them.
He literally just
he blocks them, but he says he doesn't let it bother him.
No, they're rattling around in the old dome with some free real estate. He is affected by it.
Oh, he lets it bother him. Because one, he wouldn't be putting up videos of him throwing 60 yards after everybody saying that, oh, Derek Carr can't throw deep passes.
Hey, it's very easy to throw a pass at a crossbar when nobody's rushing you.
Yeah. But there's that. I think the Raiders can pull off a win here. Offensively, they got Melvin Gordon. They still have Phillip Lindsay. They have Jerry Jeudy now.
And to go with Cameron Sutton.
Damn, what's the tight end they have? They got
Fant, don't they?
Yeah, Fant, Noah Fant.
Yeah.
So it's a nice group, but the thing about it, we don't know if Drew Lock is going to perform like he did within those 5 games, going 4-1.
So the thing about it is that when you get a rookie that comes in at the end of the season, there's no tape on him. Nobody knows what he can do. Nobody knows what they're going to do in the offense because here's this guy that we think we know what he used to do in college, and now they're plugging in this guy who nobody's ever seen. Now he could be good. He could. He looks like he's amped up. He looks the part. He plays solid. He makes good decisions. He actually had a much better 5-game start to his career than I thought that he would have. But for the majority of the quarterbacks in last season's draft were better than I thought they would be. But we're going to see. We're going to see now that teams have time to game plan, and now that he will have 9 weeks or 8 weeks of games to watch tape on and discover his tendencies and what it is that he does and plan to use them against him. I think that in Vegas, the Broncos have no advantage over the Raiders, and they will get out-muscled and lose.
Yeah. I see that. I got the Raiders winning game. So let's see. Raiders would be 7-2 right now?
Yeah. Headed into Week 11 Sunday Night Football Showdown at the Death Star.
The Death Star is the black hole.
For the second game against the Kansas City Chiefs. I got to win in this game.
This the game I got them winning. You know, I feel like everybody's just going to be like, we need this win. Derek Carr needs this win the most. I'm going to be real here. It comes down to a game. Well, really, it's actually not going to be, I take that back. It's not going to be Derek Carr that wins this game. It's going to be Josh Jacobs that wins this game.
Yep.
This is where Josh Jacobs has a career game.
Another career game against the Chiefs. And I also believe that we didn't cover this. We didn't cover this in the first game. We'll cover it since I did, and I'll cover it now. Marcus Mariota has beaten the Chiefs every time he's played them as the starting quarterback. Carr is going to be on a short leash. If he gets out there and starts kicking, booting balls and throwing to the other team, he's going to get yanked, and he's going to get yanked early.
That's true.
He's going to get yanked early, and we'll see what happens after that from that point moving forward. But the Raiders from a physical standpoint, I like the matchup. I don't think that the Raiders are very far off of the Chiefs at all. I think, in fact, they match up very well with the Chiefs now across the board on both sides. It's going to be a question of who executes better and what the coaching game plan is. This is going to be another one of those performances where the coach needs to step up and get his team a victory.
So I'm giving I'm going to give the Raiders a win right here. So we go down to Hot Atlanta. Face the Falcons. You have Julio Jones. You have
Calvin Ridley.
You got Calvin Ridley.
And they got another dude.
They got hurt at tight end. Who they got at running back in? I say old boy's name from the Rams.
Todd Gurley the third.
Yeah, they got Todd Gurley as well. Georgia. Damn. So Raiders come in at 8-2 in this game. You got Atlanta right here. And I'm gonna tell you this. Atlanta was able to put things together in the end. They went 7-9 as well. So I'm going to be real here, Phil. It's a game I see them losing.
Yeah.
It'll be close, but this is a game I see the Raiders losing, and they end up going 8-3, and then, they're going to end up losing 31-24. It's still going to be some high-scoring games, but they're still going to be close.
Right.
No matter what people want to say about Matt Ryan's still fucking good. Okay? It may not have been working out these past 2 years and all, but he's still good. Oh, wow. Anywho, so they lose that game.
I'm looking at this Falcon defense, and this Falcon defense isn't as great as it used to be. Now, granted, they still got some talent on the front line with Grady Jarrett, Tack McKinley, was it Davison and Bailey? Who's the Jones? Their linebacker is also. Then they've got AJ Terrell starting. Then and Isaiah Oliver on the other side as the other starting cornerback.
Yeah.
With Keanu Neal as a strong safety and Allen back deep. So I mean they have a young secondary that isn't the greatest that you can throw on, but you got to be careful.
I just literally see that Falcons pull this off against us. I think they get that little edge on us. No matter what, you look at who they had at wide receiver, you have arguably one of the best now up and coming wide receiving duos in the NFL with Ridley and Jones. So there's that. Now we got 2 games right here. You're in Atlanta. Now you got to go up to New York. You got the Jets. It's going to be one of the cold games. So you look at this cold game. I'm going to say this. Raiders, they could pull this win off. There's a lot of key rookies they have on this defense, but you look at the defense that you faced last year. Hey, it's about executing this time. Hopefully it doesn't rain, doesn't get, 20 degrees. But really, the Raiders, I think this is going to be a tough one.
Listen, if Derek Carr doesn't go full on Inigo Montoya against President Adams and this Jets defense, they're not going to win. President Adams owned, killed, murdered, and buried his brother. And for that, Derek Carr must retaliate. And if he does not retaliate, they will not win. Because President Adams owns the Carr family.
Yeah, he does. He owns them. But I think this is like one of those games where it's I'm gonna call it Escape from New York. Raiders end up escaping out with a win. I think the loss that they face in Atlanta leaves a sour taste in the mouth. They come up to New York. They said, we can't lose to them again. I got them winning. It's going to be a close one. It's going to be because you know how the Jets can be. Jets can make it as close as possible. It's going to be a weird one where it's going to actually be 17-10.
I don't see that happening either. I think it's good. I think it's going to be another. It should be in the mid-20s.
But you see it close or what?
If the Raiders win, it's going to be close. If they lose, it's going to be a blowout.
I mean, you got all the pieces around you where it can't be a blowout. So
when somebody owns you, when you've seen what happens when teams own Derek Carr. They don't just own him a little bit. They own him like, have you met my son, Derek? Derek, say hi to these people. Throw him the ball, Derek.
You're wrong for that one. But I got the Raiders pulling out a win right there. So you come down the final stretch, your final 4 games. So the Raiders had the Colts, old Phillip Rivers. I'm going to be real here. They took my running back. They took my damn running back. They took Taylor from Wisconsin. You got T.Y. Hilton back. He'll be healthy. You got the tight end. I mean,
I'm going to be real with you, Phil.
I'm going to be real. Phil, I'm going to be real. I got them pulling off that win at home.
I do too. This won't even be close. And I'm going to tell you why. Phillip Rivers already has 1 foot out of football. He's already
trying to be a head coach.
Be a head coach at a high school football team already. By the last 4 weeks of the season, he will be beat up, and it'll be YOLO balls galore all over the place, especially indoors. You saw what Eric Harris did to him the last time they played. and he's only got but one wide receiver and a couple tight ends to choose from. So you know where he's going with the football, and that's if he even makes it that far. Now, granted, the Indianapolis Colts offensive line should be much better than anything that he had in San Diego or Los Angeles, for that matter. But I think his arm is shot.
No, that's true. I mean, hey, he'll at least be able to stand up a little bit better than what he did in Los Angeles. Because I mean, they left him there to die.
Yeah, but I mean, if you asking him to throw longer than 15, 20 yards, you asking for it.
Yeah. Now they do, yeah. So they got Jack Doyle, they got Trey Burton. Who's the wide? Oh yeah, they got Paris Campbell back healthy. T.Y. Hilton. And Zach Pascal.
Now I'm going to give Pascal his propers because I had to stop and remember Pascal was coming on before he got hurt, and actually had a pretty decent year if I'm not mistaken.
No.
And the reason why, and it could have been better if Brissett was better at feeding him.
That's true.
So I'm not gonna be too high.
Ebrons in Pittsburgh. Yeah, Marlon Mack. Yeah, they got Marlon Mack. Oh, damn, they do have Michael Pittman Jr. Shit.
Yeah, they drafted him. That's right.
So it's gonna be interesting, but
I still got the Raiders winning this going away.
Yeah, I got them winning. And yeah, so Ebron's with the Steelers, though.
Yeah.
I ain't worried about Ebron too much. But yeah, I mean, there's that. Your final three, you got the Chargers again. To be honest, you got to come heavy at them. You're 10-3 now.
Yeah.
10-3. No, wait, hold on. No. You're so you're sitting at 10-3 right now. Yeah. So I thought I saw an update about something that was going to be a little interesting. That was a false alarm. But so now you go and face the Chargers again. So right there, you got to be cold-blooded. I know Chargers could be Chargers could literally actually be, I don't know, trying to be a thorn in your ass with trying to get to the playoffs. You got to stop them. You still got to come out the same way. You're at home still. So you're basically a playoff team right now. That's right. I said it. You look at the record right now. The Raiders are now a playoff team.
Yep. Trying to seal the deal, and actually at 10-3 could very well be challenging for the division, not just a wild card.
So there you have it. I'm going to tell you this: Raiders pull off another win. You pull off that one right there against the Chargers, and then you get Miami. I'm going to tell you this right here. They're facing Tua.
If you don't
they're facing a lot of rookies on that team.
Don't beat Miami.
They're facing guys that are still trying to get the hang of things. That's another win right there.
Fighting the rookie wall that they're going to run into.
So now here you have the other option right here. You could play it safe. Your last game against Denver, because Denver, you know how dirty they can be.
Dirty dogs.
This could be a game where you're like, you know what? Do we put all of our starters in, let them rest? or do you let them play it out? But once it gets to a certain point in the game, you take them out.
That is the best move, and I agree with that wholeheartedly. If they are in fact looking at what is it, 12-3 headed into the game against Denver, you play your starters for a half if you play them that long, and then pull them. Too many times we see starters being given the week off and then come into the playoffs and are absolutely flat.
Or, hey, you say effort and say if Derek is still the starter right here, you're putting Marcus Mariota.
Yeah, get him some run and get him warmed up in case you need him. You don't want him to have no game experience and coming off the bench into the playoffs with a team that he hasn't played with.
Yeah,
but I see this game as one they drop.
Yeah, and it ended up being 12-4 again, but
yeah,
I'd rather have everybody pulled out of that game healthy than being injured.
And got some work so that they keep their time in and still stay sharp.
Yeah. Shit, if I was the Raiders, I'd run that game like a preseason game, then put Peterman in. But I know they probably won't have him active. But yeah, you'll have Mariota active. And shit, who knows? If something went down, be like, all right, we're gonna put Lynn Bowden Jr. in at quarterback.
No, you're gonna see the Peterman. Peterman's
gonna activate 3 quarterbacks.
The Peterman's gonna get some run, bro. I'm telling you.
Nah.
Bro, trust me on this. We got the Peterman, bro.
Bro, we got Lynn Bowden Jr. Lynn Bowden Jr.
Hey, listen, we have the Peterman. Think about it.
Lynn Bowden.
He's the running back.
Who's a quarterback, who's a wide receiver, who's a punt returner, a kick returner, a gunner.
You don't need him to play quarterback. You need him to run the football and catch the football.
Funny thing about it, he's also a punter. Ha-ha.
Punt return and a punter and a kicker and a kick returner and a punt returner. The long snapper. Hell, I think I saw him in a zebra shirt with a whistle throwing flags one time.
This guy. But I mean, other than that, all 6 on this damn show for a minute. But I mean, other than that, the Raiders, like I said, the Raiders can win up to 13 games this year. And it is highly possible. The lowest I see them ever getting, like, probably about what, 9 wins? 9 wins right there?
Yeah. The lowest they should get is 9. The range is in between 9 to 13 games. I have them. There's a couple that I feel iffy on, but I had to pick a direction. I think they probably finish this year at 11-5.
Yeah, I'll give them. I'll give the Raiders about 11-5 or 12-4.
Yeah, I think 13-3 would be
and it's not wishful thinking.
No,
if you're looking at this realistically and what they can do, what they have on the table, they can do that. They can go in and win 11 or 12 games. So
yeah.
So
but that's the schedule.
That's it. Monday, we're going to break down the defense. It's something that I've been looking up. Someone got me hip to it, and you know what? We're going to break it down for you guys. So
just win.
Other than that, hey, appreciate you guys tuning in with us this Friday night. Remember, you guys can go and recap and watch the show on YouTube on the Unfiltered Truth page. Give that a follow. Go on and subscribe to it. You guys can listen to do the replay on Periscope if you can find it. Well, you should be able to find it. Shouldn't be a problem. You can find us on Spotify, iHeartRadio, iTunes. We are on SoundCloud, the YouTube for the IE Sports Radio page, Spreaker as well. We're on that. We're on Spreaker. We're on Google Play. Just look up the Unfiltered Truth. We're everywhere.
And be on the lookout for my article tomorrow dropping off, Schedule Overreactions, where I break down what exactly you find in the schedule. I didn't play the schedule game and go win for losses, but told you just how beneficial this schedule really is to the Las Vegas Raiders. So be on the lookout. Schedule Overreactions should be hitting social medias tomorrow morning.
All right. You guys take care. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Take care. God bless. Enjoy the rest of your evening and enjoy your weekend.
Thank you, guys. You guys are the real MVPs.
All right, now. Take care.